Okay, so since my Xbox 360 Horror Games collection did really, really well, I figured I'd just make a part 2 to that. Oh, thank you guys so much. I didn't expect that to do half as good as it did, so thank you. Okay, so this is my PS2 Horror Game collection. First up, we got Biohazard, Code Veronica. Gun Survivor 2, it's a really, really awesome game. However, I can't get it to play since I have a US version. I need to get a Japanese PS2 to make it work, so that was a bit of a bummer, but it looked really cool. Survivor series is really, really cool. Resident Evil Code Veronica X. This one is, it's kind of notorious for being the hardest Resident Evil game, because it's pretty difficult. You know, the actual sequel to Part 2 and Resident Evil 2 is, in my opinion, the best one. It's my favorite, and it's really cool. It just got released on, it's also on PS4 and the PSN, so you can download it there. It's really good. Check it out. Resident Evil Dead Aim. I'm going to try to power through Resident Evil and Silent Hill just because I made separate videos about them, so I figured let's just do that. Dead Aim, one of the more difficult games to find. Last I checked, it's not super pricey. It's in the $20 to $30 price range. Last I checked, it's been a couple years. But yeah, I liked it. It's pretty fun. It's really easy too. So next up is Resident Evil Outbreak, the series that everybody wants to come back. It didn't really work very well when it first came out. I never tried it because the servers were already shut down when I got it. But it's interesting. It's cool. Resident Evil Outbreak File 2, which is obviously a continuation, and it's more or less the same. What's cool about it is you can actually get bitten and turned into zombies. You can do that in Part 1 and 2. And you can go after the survivors and shit. That was pretty cool. Next, Silent Hill Origins, which was originally developed for PSP, then it got ported to PS2, and I think PC. I'm not sure about that though. But yeah, it's cool. I didn't hate it. I liked it. It was pretty cool. Next is Silent Hill 2. This is hands down my favorite in the series. It's ridiculously awesome. Pretty much everything that needs to be said about it has already been said, but it's fantastic. Next up is Silent Hill 3. Now this one is kind of important because it's the first direct sequel in the series. So it was really, really interesting. Very cool to see, I don't want to ruin it just in case you don't know, but 2 characters from a previous Silent Hill are in it. I'm sure you know who it is, but just in case you don't, I don't want to ruin it. But yeah, it's a really good game. Next is Silent Hill Shattered Memories. I guess this is out of order. It's the hardest Silent Hill game to find on PS2. It's kind of expensive. It's about 60 to 70 bucks, I think. Last I checked, I paid $15 for it, and it's really good. It's a reimagining of Silent Hill 1. So just in case you can't afford that one, well, you probably won't be able to afford this either, but it's also on the Wii for very cheap. You can probably get it for around 10 bucks on the Wii. And it was originally developed for the Wii, so it actually plays and looks better on that. And it's on PSP also. Next is Silent Hill 4 The Room. This wasn't originally supposed to be a Silent Hill game. It was just called The Room, and then Konami was like, hey, you got to make it tie in to Silent Hill to make it sell better. So they begrudgingly agreed to do that. And I thought it was pretty interesting the way it tied into Silent Hill 2. I don't want to ruin it, but it's a really interesting game. It's not my favorite in the series, but I feel it's fine for what it is. And they basically accomplished everything they set out to do with it, so hell yeah. Next up is a series I really wish would come back, is Manhunt. This is a ridiculously fun game. It's fucking crazy. Like, I guarantee if it came out now, like, people would lose their fucking minds over it. Like, politicians and shit would go crazy. They think Grand Theft Auto is nuts. This game is made specifically about killing people and recording it. But yeah, Manhunt's fucking awesome. It's super brutal. It's really good. It's interesting. I like the way it plays. It's like a stealth game. Hell yeah. Manhunt's fucking badass. It's brutal as shit. You can download it on PS4. Next up is Manhunt 2. This one got a lot of shit when it first came out. Because it was originally, I think it was a Wii game, and then it was ported to PS2 and PSP. But yeah, they actually censored the kills in this one, so it'll go all grainy and you can't see everything, like kind of like scrambled porn was back in the day. But yeah, I don't know. I didn't like it as much as the first one, but I thought it was really good and interesting. I liked that they added a bunch of new things to it. It kind of killed the series because people, fucking like news people and politicians were like, this is the reason there's so much violence in the world. Like, it's a fucking video game, dude. Chill. Next up is a game I covered on my last video, but just in case you haven't seen that, The Suffering Ties That Bind. I don't have the original The Suffering, which is also a fantastic game. This one is really good. It's a series that a lot of horror fans at least, don't even know about, which is kind of nuts because it was so good and it was so much fun. It just, super brutal. It's really interesting, and it's really good psychological horror, but also like it's got body horror. It's just a really, really, really cool series. And I don't know. I'd love it to come back. Next, not super horror, but as I established in the last video, as long as it's got a horror theme, it qualifies. So I got Castlevania Lament of Innocence. I heard a lot of people say Lament. I'm pretty sure it's pronounced Lament. But yeah, it's a really, it's not as good as the other PS2 one. I forgot what the hell it's called right now. Alpha Omega Sin did a live video on that, so check that out. Not as good as that one, but I thought it was, you know, pretty fun for what it is, and I got it for free, so yeah, I like it. Next up is The Thing. Holy shit. This game is so criminally overlooked. It's really good. John Carpenter wrote the script and he produced it. And it's fucking like so much fun. Like any of your guys could be The Thing at any time. So you gotta like always like watch them and shit. And they'll like start getting paranoid and like attack you and shit. Like it's fucking crazy. It's a direct sequel to the John Carpenter's remake of it. It's really fucking good. If you love that movie, check it out, dude. It's seriously one of John Carpenter's best movies ever made. But yeah, it's fucking fantastic. Check it out. Resident Evil 4, which I used to have the Black Label version of it. Some jackass stole it from me, but anyway. Resident Evil 4, pretty much everything that needs to be said about it has been said. I've covered it a few times on my channel, so obviously it's fantastic. You know, it's a very good game. Check it out. Anyways, guys, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to do a PS3 version of this. Probably have to break that into 2 parts, but anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys later.